or will we get the bounce off the breakout? Will the support hold? So the breakout is important for the ongoing determination in this particular case of this trend, but the support is also kind of an area where you could get that turn back up, in which case we look for the breakout of this moving channel that we have here, the vantage point predicted high and low, predicted range channel, that we would look for that point at which we would go long. Now to kind of take a look back at the, kind of where we're at with all the review of what we have talked about here on this particular screen about the breakout types of situations. If you are in a breakout situation, you won't know unless, number one, you get to the price there are opportunities, and then you have to be able to determine, at what point are you too high or too low. And again, I put the high and the low in quotes because who's to say what's too high and who's to say what's too low. But if you're monitoring the price action, you can consider these at a market that is at a low for a breakout to the upside, or vice versa to the downside if it's at a high. So you need to know where the overall market is and whether you're not just in the middle of some kind of price action, but whether it even has a potential for a turn. Then you want to use your indicators to spot potential turns. As I mentioned, I use the vantage point high and the low as my precise indicators. I use the other indicators to help me get an alert and get a sense of the market and the direction of the market that it will go. Then obviously, if you do have a situation that you have spotted, you need to have your orders in place to capture a move. You need to jump in when that move becomes available. Again, in today's marketplace, that may occur. Your order may be filled in the middle of the night somewhere. You're sitting in New York or someplace, and 2 a.m. there may be a trade in oil or gold or any currencies, any of those types of trades. So you have to be more of an around-the-clock type trader. And then you definitely want to set your risk parameters. You need to stick with them. You will miss some trades. You may have to pass up on some trades, but that is better being in a position and then being wrong, and then having that loss exceed what you're willing to use on a particular trade. I mentioned also the profit targets. Depending on the size of your account, it isn't always possible to trade in multiple contracts. If I had my druthers, I would trade in a set of 3 and work my way, taking profits along the way on a couple of them and let one of them ride. Various ways you can do that, but I would be one that would be more interested in taking some profits, putting in my pocket, and let the market then, because I'm using the market's money, let the market, give me that last third, whatever I can get out of that. I think that, that pretty much sums up kind of what I would say about the breakout types of trading, the breakout types of tactics. Obviously, you need some kind of channel, and that is what Vantage Point does provide, is a channel and a kind of a spot in a way that there are other types of channels that you can use, but Vantage Point is one that can be used because, as I said, it includes all the action, it includes a momentum type indicators, and that is a good point at which to enter and exit. And it depends, again, if you're monitoring the trade, it's kind of one of those things that can show you the probabilities, but it can't guarantee the probabilities of what might happen. Now, if you're looking at the time with oil, I want you to go back to that little man on the lower left corner of your screen and just get an idea if you think that oil prices are going to set a new high in 2010. That means they have to get up into the, let's say, the 90 range. If you think oil prices will go up to the 90 range in that area, just kind of see what we have, what the sentiment of the audience is. If you think prices are going up, click I agree. All right, we got a little indication of somebody agreeing that they will go up. Not seeing a whole bunch of others. So maybe you're shy, maybe you're not sure. Okay? There we go. All right, now if the market, in the, in the middle of things right now, but if you think the prices are going to drop below, let's say, $60 because of economic weakness or whatever, then, close and then click on I agree if you think oil prices will drop below $60. Okay. All right. All right. We're getting some. You can disagree too by clicking on the X. If you disagree, they'll drop below 60s. Okay. Well, looks like we got some of both. So that's what makes markets, as they say. But there are a lot of other markets that we'll be talking about in this series of webinars as we go along. We have, a number of archived webinars that you can go to on TraderPlanet.com. Some of them relate to similar types of strategies that we talked about here for both position trading and for shorter term trading and swing trading. Encourage you to go look at those if you would like some more clues about how to use this particular software that I'm talking about. If you have questions about Vantage Point, you see the screen, but if you have questions about the market or about a strategy or why this or why that, I'd be glad to take those if you do have any questions. Okay, not seeing any questions. Either there are none or everybody is slow typing and isn't getting their question in time. But I would like to say, we'll be having other webinars. Hope you'll join us then, and would appreciate, just kind of if you have any feedback or whatever as to what they are, that would be great. Okay, I do have a question. What moving average you use? Predicted medium-term moving average that I use is a 4-day exponential moving prices. The actual moving average is a 10-day simple moving average, and so one is shorter and one is longer, so you're going to have the crosses as you would expect. But that is the combination that the computer, after have exhaustive run-throughs, has determined is the best combination for the medium-term type of trader. Okay, if there are no further questions, I do appreciate your attending and look forward to seeing you at future webinars. I'll turn it back over.
Thank you, Darrell. We hope that everyone has learned something of value from this educational webcast today. The recording for this webcast will be posted on TraderPlanet this afternoon, and we've made arrangements to email the link to everyone who is registered for this event. If you are researching trading software and are interested in seeking further information on the product that Darrell has featured in this presentation, just select the click here link on this final slide. This will place a request with our friends at Market Technologies for free market forecasts and additional information on Vantage Point intermarket analysis software. This concludes today's presentation. Thank you for attending, and all of us here at Trader Planet wish you a pleasant